Good morning, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause merely means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who committed the crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume that you're innocent of these charges. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the State Attorney's Office can prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this morning, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. And if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the public defender to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. Do all solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Cassandra Accord. Want to miss what's your date of birth?
9/14/9.
Cassandra, you're here on a warrant I signed. I found probable cause for a violation of probation. The folks at probation are recommended that I terminate your probation and have you serve 30 days in the county jail. If you wanted to accept that this morning, you could. If you'd rather have a chance to speak to an attorney first, you certainly can do that.
If I wanted to wait, is there any way that I could have a bond?
There is no way that you can have a bond. And where are we now? I could, I can move your court date up a little so that you'd have a chance to speak to a lawyer before you'd been in jail longer than the sentence would be. I can have you come back on the 2nd of May, which is 2 weeks from yesterday. And you, of course, would get credit for all that time. The attorney would come see you. If there was something better than the 30 days, that's how you'd find it out. If there isn't anything, you'd have most of it in by then. But that's your option then.
So my only way to resolve it today would to either move my court date to May 2nd or to do 30 days?
Right. And you may wind up doing the 30 days in either event, but at least then you'd have a chance to talk to a lawyer before you accept that sentence.
I'll take the 30 days.
All right. You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witness, or trial to the court, the right to confront the witnesses against you, and the right to have a lawyer represent you, but you want to give up those rights so we can resolve your case today?
Yes.
There you go.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Can this also include, she has a consecutive case?
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll wrap them both up.
Which is 16 MM 2139.
2139?
Yes,
Okay.
for battery.
Okay. Hang on a second. All right. And then, Cassandra, in case number 15MM993, do you admit that you violated your probation?
Yes.
I'll accept the admission, find it's freely and voluntarily made, revoke and terminate the probation unsuccessfully, adjudicate you guilty of the underlying charge if we did not do that before. I sentence you to 30 days in the county jail, give you credit for 2 days served, be a $50 cost of prosecution, and your cost of incarceration. And then it appears to me, they just told me, Cassandra, that you had another case that you were going to go on probation for after this case.
Well, it was all supposed to be mixed in together. That's actually why I violated, because I did 17 days whenever I was first. I did 17 days whenever I first happened, and then they mixed all of my charges together into one like PTI program, and it all came down to money-related circumstances.
Okay,
and so that's why I was asking.
Okay, it's a little different than all of that, but I'm going to resolve the other case today too, which was 16 MM. What was it again?
2139.
2139. because you were actually scheduled to go on probation in that case after you finished the probation in the first case. That's neither here nor there now. I'll amend the sentence in that case because no one's objecting to 30 days concurrent with your other case, also with 2 days time served. So you'll have, when you get the time done now, there won't be anything left and nothing pending, and you'll be on your way, okay?
Thank you.
Very good. Now, cost of incarceration. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Your Honor, there's $0 restitution in that case.
And that would have been ordered when you went on probation.
Right, and I don't know about that.
Also would have been ordered and would become a judgment lien based on the revocation of the...
Oh, she on probation in that case?
yeah, she was on both of these.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was consecutive probation. So it was going to be. Megan Borchers. Morning, Megan. What's your date of birth?
2/12/86.
Megan, you're hearing a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. She found probable cause for a felony petty theft. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD state.
Your Honor, I see that she has two pending cases, the 17 CF 2776.
I think that the misdemeanor that's open is probably this case because this is an upman on the face because it's a caveus.
Right, but I think even so, there's still a pending felony except for Judge Turner on May the 11th. So,
right.
So to ask if this case just be sent with that one?
Yes, and that's where I was going to go.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And do you want the criminal history as well, Your Honor?
Yes. Just the recent stuff.
So we've got, looks like there was failure to appear in 2014. Looks like there are two of them. There's another one in 2013. Guilty for petty theft in 2012. Serious taken held for petty theft in 2011. And there was probation violation in 2009. Slight charge plus for a driving charge and is guilty for driving offenses in 2008. Attached tag, driving while suspended, and vehicle registry.
Okay. And Megan, I have an address for you on Elwood Road in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
5 years.
Do you have a job these days?
Yes.
What do you do?
Construction with my father.
Okay. I'm going to leave the bond at as the warrant, which is the $2,000. I'll have this one back on the 11th of May, which apparently is where your other felony case is already coming back. If you get out, you should contact the public defender right away. If you can't get out, they'll come see you at the jail before court, all right?
Yeah, I can't get out. I got off bonded.
Okay, they'll come see you. Lottie Chapel. Morning, Lottie. What's your date of birth?
3365.
Lottie, I've got two charges today. I've got a driving under the influence and leaving the scene of a crash. It's probable cause for both of those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State what's in your charge.
And there was a withhold for battery in 2008 in Flagler County. There's also the arrest for DUI in Flagler County on February 11th of this year.
Lottie, what's going on with the DUI in Flagler County? Is that still pending, or are you on probation?
Still pending.
Do you know when you go back to court on that?
No, sir.
All right. And I have an address for you in Floral City. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I'm a nurse.
Okay. On the hit and run, I'll leave the bond at the $1,000. We'll have you back in court on that on the 11th of May. On the DUI, I'm going to set the bond at $2,500, so your total is $3,500 all the way around. That one is also coming back on the 11th of May. If you get out, it's very important that you contact the public defender right away. If you have someone representing you on that Flagler DUI, you need to get a hold of them right away as well and let them know what has happened in Hernando County, all right?
Okay.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Christina Grubb. Morning, Ms. Grubb. What's your date of birth?
4/11/69.
All right, Christina, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Toner. You found probable cause for violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to...
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. Bond on the warrant, of course, is no bond. I can't change that. I'll send you back to see Judge Toner on the 7th of May. Looks like they told you the 15th. The right date is the 7th. PD is going to come see you before then, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. And Logothetis. Want to miss what's your date of birth?
1/27/67.
All right, charge this morning is trespass. There's actually, it's a warrant for trespass signed by Judge Rupi. So she found probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
And you've got an open case on the docket today. Do you have the public defender on that one as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I don't know when the defense date is for the new trespass, but requesting a seal of presumption.
Here's what I'll do. I'll leave the bond on this one at $1,000 for the warrant. I'll send it over to Judge Rupi this morning so she can see both of your cases. I'll order that she not be allowed to bond out until after she's appeared in front of Judge Rupi this morning. So if they can work it out, great. If they can't work it out, then we'll leave it to Judge Rupi to RCO, or if that's what's going to happen. So, Ann, you'll be in court in front of Judge Rupi this morning on this case and your old case, and they'll give you a chance to work them out, all right?
So today I go in front of Judge Ruby. Is
Yep,
that
you're
right?
going to appear in front of her just like you're appearing in front of me now, probably
Okay.
within an hour or so.
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
All right, very
I
good.
have trouble. I'm disabled.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Very good.
Sorry.
Darlene Radican. Want to miss what's your date of birth?
7/7/66.
Charge is retail theft. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
Appoint the PD state.
See a failure to appear in Pasco County 2017, out of state history in Tennessee in 2011, there's a driving license suspended. That's all I see.
And ma'am, I've got an address. I don't have an address for you. Where have you been staying lately?
I'm sorry.
Where have you been staying lately?
At the Dawn Center.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
No, I'm disabled. I'm on disability. Social Security. I've been working with the Dawn Center to try and get
That's okay, darling.
life together.
Yep,
And
I understand. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance this morning, so they're going to let you out of jail today. But you must be back in court on the 11th of May, and you must contact the public defender's office when you get out, all right?
I will.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kimberly Robinson. Incoming. Sorry. Morning, Kimberly. What's your date of birth?
12/29/1987.
All right. Kimberly, you're here on a warrant that I signed. I found probable cause for a violation of probation. Probation is recommending that we terminate that case and have you do 30 days in the county jail. So same deal for you. If you want to take that this morning, you can. If you don't want
I
to
will
take
gladly
it,
take it.
all right.
Gladly take it.
All right.
Does my time in Pasco County count for this time?
If you've got time, you're going to get credit for it. Can anybody at the jail tell me how long she was in Pasco? Can anyone tell me?
I show April 2nd.
She's been in custody since the 2nd of April?
Yes, sir.
Outstanding. What's today? 19th. All right. So you'll get 30 with credit for 18, Kimberly. Does that work?
Thank you, sir.
Very good. You understand by entering an admission today, you give up the right to have a trial to the court, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to have a lawyer represent you, but you want to give up those rights so we can take care of this today.
Yes, sir.
As to case number 17MM2388, you admit that you violated your probation.
Yes, sir.
I'll accept the admission, find that it's freely and voluntarily made, revoke and terminate that probation unsuccessfully. I'll adjudicate you guilty of the underlying charge. I will, if we didn't do that before, I'll sentence you to 30 days in the county jail with credit for 18 days served. It'll be a $50 cost of prosecution and your cost of incarceration, but that takes care of it. Kim, you just need to finish the time. Should be about another week, okay?
Your Honor, I have a,
Thank you.
a restitution of $11.75 to,
And that was a probation case.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. You haven't been a misdemeanor in a long time, so I understand. You're rusty.
Thank you.
I still like you. Tanya Torres.
Hello?
Morning, Ms. Torres. What's your date of birth?
January 8th, 1996.
Very good. All right, first issue I have for you, I've had 2 new charges. I have a retail theft and a bribery. There's probable cause for those 2 charges, and it appears that you're currently on felony probation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there's a probable cause arrest for a violation of probation, and there's probable cause for that charge as well. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender? You want the public defender, Tanya?
Myself.
Okay. Before you stay with that, the bribery charge is a second-degree felony. That means the maximum penalty is 15 years in the Department of Corrections. I'm not saying that you would get anything like that, but that's the maximum. You sure you want to represent yourself on that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what I'll do on the new charges is on the retail theft, I'll leave the bond at $500. On the bribery, I'll set it at $5,000. Those cases will be coming back on the 15th of May. The violation of probation case, of course, the bond is going to be no bond. So you'll be in jail at least until the 15th, and that's when you'll appear in court for the first time. And you can figure out where you're going from there, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Richard Carter.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
11/29/1971.
Richard, the charges, actually it's a warrant that was signed by Judge Rupi. She found probable cause for 1 count of grand theft. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. Statements, can you tell me?
Guilty of possession of a firearm by felon in 2015, and guilty of stealing of stolen property in 2014, guilty of driving under the influence in 2004, Maryland out-of-state history in 2003, guilty for assault in 2004, theft.
Okay. And Richard, I've got an address for you on Cartwright Road in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, 6077.
There it is. How long have you lived there?
Did be going on 2 years.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Yes, cutting grass.
Going to leave the bond for the warrant, which is the $2,000. We'll have you back in court on May 15th. If you get out, make sure you contact the PD's office right away, okay?
Is there any way you can RO me?
Nope, there's no way. 2,000 is what it'll be, Richard.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. DeAndre Jackson. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
August 28, 1992.
All right. DeAndre, I have a warrant for you out of Pasco County. It's the judge that signed the warrant found probable cause for a violation of probation and set your bond at $2,500. I can't change that bond. If you can post the bond, then you can get out of jail here, go down to Newport Richey, and find out when they want you in court. If you can't post the bond, I will give them 5 days to come pick you up. It does not take 5 days with Pasco, but if for some strange reason you're still here in 5 days, they'll bring you back to see me, and we'll find out what the holdup is, all right?
All right.
Very good. Kenneth Mason. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
5386.
Kenneth, I have a warrant today that I signed. I found probable cause for 2 counts, domestic aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and criminal mischief. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel, or would you like the public defender?
A public defender for the moment, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender. State what you tell me.
There's a guilty for battery in 2015. There's guilty for possession of controlled substance. 2014, guilty for driving license suspended. In 2012, guilty for resisting law enforcement without violence. Possession of cannabis, possession of cocaine and intent to sell in 2006. Guilty for fleeing to elude. Driving license suspended in 2006. Guilty for possession of meth with intent to sell in 2004. Guilty for possession of cocaine in 2004.
And sir, I have an address for you on Hazel Avenue in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long
709 Hazel.
Right. How long have you lived there?
Almost all my life, sir.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I do truck service, but I've been working for the temp service, sir.
Okay. Kenneth, they also charge you with resisting, which is not on the warrant, which is there's probable cause for that as well. So here's what we'll do on the ag assault. I'm going to set the bond at $2,500. On the other two charges at $1,000 each, the total is $4,500. On the ag assault, condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Carla Davis. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, you don't contact her through any social media. Don't have a third person contact her. Don't go where she lives. Don't go where she works. Don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting her, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond may be revoked and you can be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she wants the contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that you cannot drop the charge against you. She might go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charge. She may tell them she's not interested in pursuing that charge. But that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney who will be handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. I'll have you back in court on the 15th of May. They may have told you the 11th. The right day is the 15th. When you get out, you should contact the public defender's office right away, okay?
Okay, well, sir, what was the total bond again?
$4,500.
And May, don't come to court on May, but May 15th.
May 15th.
Not May 11th, but May 15th.
You got it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Edward Rodriguez.
Hey,
Morning, Mr. Rodriguez. What's your date of birth?
October 13, 1962.
Okay. Back away from the microphone just a little bit to say that again.
October 13, 1962.
There it is. You're here on a warrant that I signed. You failed to appear in my court on a charge of driving on a suspended license. Mr. Nichols, is this something he could resolve today?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you.
We could do.
I couldn't hear him.
Hang on. I'm going to tell you in a second.
Oh, was
I
that?
think his last charge was in 2013 is no valid. So that's it.
I can't hear him.
Just a second, Edward.
You can have it.
All right.
Okay. All right, Edward, if you want to resolve this case today, you can plead no contest. If you do that, I'll sentence you to...
No contest.
There you go. You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer. But you want to give up those rights so we can resolve this case today?
Yes, sir.
Case number 17, CT 2526. As to the charge that you drove, knowing your license had been suspended or revoked, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
There it is. I'll accept the plea, find it's freely and voluntarily made, adjudicate you guilty of the charge, sentence you to 2 days in the county jail, credit 2 days served. Finding court cost is $438 and your cost of incarceration. That takes care of it, Edward. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you will be released today, all right?
Thank you, thank you.
Good luck. Jeffrey Solom. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
March 10th, 1987.
Jeffrey, the charge this morning is grand theft auto. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
Your Honor, there's a 5 counts of false information to pawnbroker, guilty in 2009, grand theft, guilty in 2009, 2010, guilty for petty theft, possession of paraphernalia, and withholding possession of cannabis.
And Jeffrey, I have an address for you on Murdoch Avenue in Sarasota. Is that where you live?
Correct.
How long have you lived there?
For basically my whole life.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Yes.
What do you do?
I resell diabetic testing supplies.
Okay.
Kind of broker.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $2,000. I'll have you back in court on the 15th of May. If you get out, make sure you contact the public defender's office right away, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Hollis Talkington.
Yes.
Morning, Hollis. Date of birth?
7/24/81.
Hollis, you're hearing a warrant that Judge Rupi signed. Apparently you failed to appear in her court on a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, if so, I'd like to resolve it today, sir.
All right. Mr. Nichols, can Hollis resolve it today?
I think the offer, Your Honor, was, looks like 8 months.
County jail?
Yeah.
Hollis, the offer is 240 days in the county jail. I'm guessing you don't want to take that.
No, I don't want to take that.
Okay. You want the public defender then?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to appoint the PD. Bond on the warrant is $1,000. I'm not going to change that. We'll send you back to see Judge Rupi. Hang on a second. What's her day? Oh, that is her day. May 11th.
All right.
If you can bond out, make sure you contact the PD right away. Otherwise, they'll come to the jail and see you.
All right.
Thank you. And Nelson Lugo. Morning, Nelson. What's your date of birth?
Buenos días.
Date of birth?
424/69. 424/69.
There you go.
I don't understand too much in English.
Okay, hang on. We'll get you an interpreter.
Okay. Gracias.
Por nada.
Well, we got a guy on first appearance. No problem. So, she came to the door, but she didn't come in and ask. Because I actually told her, good. That's my fault.
solemnly swear affirm to faithfully translate Spanish to English, English to Spanish.
Yes, I do.
Very good. After this is Nelson Lugo. And Mr. Lugo, what's your date of birth?
Señor Lugo, ¿cuál es su fecha de nacimiento?
4/24 del 69.
4/24 of 69.
Very good.
Muy bien.
All right, the first issue that Mr. Lugo has this morning is a warrant that was signed by Judge Rupi.
El primer asunto que tiene el señor Lugo es que él tiene una orden de detención que fue firmada por la jueza Rupi.
No te escucho lo que estás hablando.
I can't hear you what you're saying. Let me see if he hears me now. ¿Me puede escuchar ahora?
Ahora sí.
La primera cosa que tenemos que tratar con el señor Lugo es que tiene una orden de detención que fue firmada por la jueza Rupi.
On that warrant, she found probable cause for 5 charges.
Y en esa orden ella determinó que había motivo fundado por 5 acusaciones:
Sale of cocaine,
venta de cocaína,
possession of cocaine with intent to sell,
posesión de cocaína con intención de venderla,
possession of a structure for the sale of cocaine,
una posesión de una estructura para la venta de la cocaína,
unlawful use of a two-way communication device,
y un uso ilícito de un aparato de comunicación de 2 vías,
and possession of drug paraphernalia.
y posesión de parafernalia de drogas.
I have a second warrant, also signed by Judge Rupi.
Yo también tengo una segunda orden de detención que también fue firmada por el juez Rupi.
And in that warrant, she found the probable cause for the same 5 charges as the first warrant.
Y en esa también ella determinó que había motivo fundado por las mismas 5 causas que ella garantizó esa orden de detención de la primera.
And then there are 4 additional charges.
Y luego hay 4 acusaciones adicionales.
Trafficking in cocaine while possessing a firearm.
Narcotráfico de cocaína mientras poseía una arma de fuego.
Possession of cannabis.
Posesión de cánnabis.
Possession of a structure for the sale of cocaine.
Y posesión de una estructura para la venta de cocaína.
And possession of paraphernalia.
Y posesión de parafernalia.
As to all of those charges, there is probable cause.
Según todas esas acusaciones, sí hay motivo fundado.
As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself, you want to hire a private counsel, would you like the public defender?
Para todas esas acusaciones, ¿a usted le gustaría representarse a sí mismo, contratar a un abogado privado o tener a un defensor público?
¿A un defensor público?
A public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender.
Yo le voy a nombrar al defensor público.
And state, what can you tell me about his criminal history?
Y fiscalía, ¿qué me puede decir usted acerca de los antecedentes penales de él?
He doesn't appear to have...
No sé de lo que me están hablando porque el policía que entró a mi casa me preguntó.
I don't know. Permítame,
y yo le dije,
permítame.
él me dijo que si había droga en la casa.
Permítame.
Y yo le dije que sí, que tengo marihuana y perico y es para mí. Que yo lo uso y la marihuana tengo de esto del doctor. Porque
Señor,
estoy en cuestiones
Mr. Lugo,
para...
Mr. Lugo.
Señor Lugo, usted tiene que decirme eso, pero en oraciones cortas para que yo se lo pueda comunicar al juez. Comience de nuevo, que no me voy a poder recordar de todo lo que usted dijo.
Ajá. El policía que entró a mi casa...
The police that came into my home. Por favor, dice el defensor público que no hable.
Very good. Mr. Nichols, was there any criminal history?
Señor fiscal, ¿había antecedentes penales de él?
He was found guilty of criminal sale of controlled substance in New York in 1993.
A él se le declaró culpable de control de una sustancia en Nueva York en 1993.
Mr. Lugo, I have an address for you on Madeira Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Señor Lugo, yo tengo una dirección suya en la calle Madeira en Spring Hill. ¿Ahí es donde usted vive?
Sí, es correcto.
Yes, that is correct.
How long have you lived there?
¿Por cuánto tiempo ha vivido ahí?
Como 7 años.
Like 7 years.
Do you have a job these days?
¿Usted tiene trabajo?
No, soy deshabilitado.
No, I'm disabled.
What I'm going to do as far as your bonds are concerned is leave the bonds, each of the bonds on all 14 charges per the schedule. That's going to be a total of $85,500.
Lo que yo voy a hacer con respecto a sus fianzas es que por cada acusación yo voy a dejar cada una de ellas, que son 14 acusaciones, a un total de $85,500.
All of these charges will be back in court on May 15th.
Todas estas acusaciones estarán de nuevo ante el tribunal el 15 de mayo.
If you're able to bond out, you should contact the Public Defender's Office right away.
Si usted puede salir bajo fianza, usted debería de comunicarse con el defensor público inmediatamente.
If you're unable to bond out, the attorney will come visit you at the jail.
Si usted no puede salir bajo fianza, entonces el abogado va a ir a visitarlo a usted en la cárcel.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Muy bien, gracias, señor.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Thanks, Jeff.
All right, thank you.